What's good, everybody? Rhetorical question, life. My name is Heavy Bree, and welcome to my channel. And if this is your 819th time on my channel, welcome back. In my last video, I was talking about how I had a job, about how I like fumbled, like all the jobs and career opportunities that I had fumbled over the years and everything. And I was talking about how, like, how some of the jobs I had quit, jobs that I had, like, got fired from. And, I was talking about how, just about all that and benefits and all that other stuff and everything. But in this video today, I'm gonna be talking about what happens when you want to quit your job and how to quit your job. Like, if you have a job that you don't like, if you're in a career that, like, doesn't really, do it for you and everything, and you just feel like you're just going through the motions, it doesn't feel like fun, it doesn't give you any, like, satisfaction out of life and everything. Because a lot of people, we all think that life is, you get a job, you grow up, you pay bills, you buy a house, you do all this stuff, you just go through the motions and everything. Like all the fun and joy in life just ends as soon as you become an adult. And that's not true, man. That's not true. I hate that a lot of people think of adulthood like that. That as soon as you grow up and get older, that you have to just, like, settle and just forget about your dreams and forget about living the lifestyle that you really want. Because not all of us want kids. Not all of us want to live in the suburbs. Not all of us care about a 401k or care about, just like working, trying to make partner at a company. Like, most of us don't care about that stuff, We all have our dreams and things that we wanted to do when we were younger, and we all have a purpose that God put us on this earth for. But I digress on all that. I'm just gonna just show you guys how to quit your job, or better yet, how to be prepared if you ever get let go from your job. Now, like I said before, in the last video, I got fired from my last job that I had. I was a truck driver. Some stuff happened, and I got let go. I explained all that in the last video, so you can go ahead and go check that out if you want to know more about that. I'm not going to keep beating the dead horse on that. So I got let go, but when I got let go, I wasn't worried when I got let go from my job, because I had what some may call a fuck you fund. Now, what is a fuck you fund? Now, a fuck you fund is when you have enough money to cover all of your bills, expenses, and necessary spending for up to about a year. Because I haven't been in debt since like 2017. Back in 2017, I paid off all my debts and everything. I'll be making another video about that later. But I've had no debts since that time. And once I became out of debt, I was able to save a lot of money, because I've never been a trendy dude. I've never been the kind of person to go out and buy, expensive clothing or do extravagant stuff. Like, I spend my money on things, on experiences, not material stuff. But that's just not who I am. I'm not trying to look good for anybody, because I already look good naturally. So I'm not trying to, like, look out here trying to, like, look too flashy or anything. So what I did was I saved up, like, every time I would get paid, I was majority of my money would go into the savings, and the money that I would have to spend for that month would just be put into my checking account. Most of my money would go into my savings or into investments, and then I would have about enough cash to hold me over, for food, gas, or whatever I might need in my checking account. Like, that was calculated to a certain extent. If you guys want me to, I'll do a video later about about the budget that I had to get through the month, and to not worry about, having to use a credit card or go broke trying to, like, take out loans or whatever. So what I did, let me get to the point. So I had before I got fired, I calculated how much money I would need to survive for an entire year. And what I did was, I pretty much, sorry, I heard the gate behind me, like they jingling and everything. I'm all like, oh snap, is there like someone gonna get me or something like that? Nah, but the main thing I was talking about was how I paid, is how I was able to like do a, I did a quick calculation of all the bills and expenses that I spend money on in a month, right? So what I did was I got out a piece of paper and I listed everything essential that I spend money on every month, right? That includes, the phone bill, food, insurance, dental insurance, because even after I got my last job, I was still paying for dental and medical out of pocket, just in case like, an emergency happened, I had to leave my job. I still like pay for my medical and dental out of pocket, which really isn't a lot. I used Covered California, and I found some good deals on there for dental and health. So, like, I calculated all of that. I calculated my phone bill. I calculated all the services that I use. And then once I had all of my bills, expenses, and necessities all calculated for a whole month, I multiplied that by 12, and then that's how much money I saved up and put to the side just in case like an emergency happens, like if I get let go from a job, or I had to like leave my job for a few months or so. I'll make sure that I'm covered financially. Now, here's what you can do to make sure that you don't end up getting being afraid of getting let go. Because like a reason why a lot of people don't quit their jobs is because they're worried about losing their 401k. They're worried about they're just worried about losing their 401k. How am I going to pay for this? How am I going to pay for that? Look, all you have to do is look at how much money do I spend a month on necessities and bills, things that you need, and it's a lot easier if, like me, I'm single, I don't have any kids that I know of, so it was easier for me to like, I didn't have to save up that much money to be able to know that, to see how much I was going to survive off of. Now, for some of you, that's not a good option, because you probably have kids, you probably have a spouse, you probably have like a house or whatever it is that you're paying for. Me, I don't have none of that stuff. It's just me. Like all I pay for is my phone bill, my health insurance, my dental insurance, some other insurances, and and food, and that's pretty much it. Like I don't really have that many bills. I'm in a point in my life where I pretty much have like all the freedom that I want to do whatever I please. And if you want to learn how to do that, I'll create another video later. Maybe right after this video, I'll probably tell y'all how I do that. But yeah, if you want to not worry about losing your job, or if you wanted to quit your job and pursue your dreams and go after your true purpose, all you have to do, like I said, all you have to do is calculate your essential items, your essential bills, your essential necessities. Write them all down on a piece of paper. Calculate how much add them all together, and then multiply it by 12 or multiply it by 6. Because let's say the job that you want to get is in the same sector as the current job that you have, and that other job probably pays more or has better like lifestyle benefits than the current one that you have. What you want to do is just add up all of your bills, add up all of your expenses, your essential bills and your essential expenses. You might have to downsize and probably get a different car, sell your car and get a beater, or you might have to, like, you know, or if you don't really need a car and you can just commute to work, like if you live in a city or something like that that has reliable public transportation, then you don't really need a car. You can just get a bicycle or e-bike, and then just ride and then ride those to and from work, you know, like I do. Like I have an e-bike that I take, that I hop on the trolley, and then I, you know, use that to get to school and everything. But that's a different story. So yeah, man, like, if you want to free yourself, because you don't have to stay in that job. You don't have to, like, live this existence that does not align with your purpose. You can be free too, okay? And like I said, if you have children and you have, like, you know, a house and mega responsibilities and people are relying on you, okay, that's a different... Then this video is probably not for you. But if you are watching this video on your phone, on your lunch break, or just scrolling through and you just happen to see me, you know, see my face and everything, and you clicked on the video, then listen, man, then this video is for you. You know, this video is for the person who knows what they want out of life, knows that they want more out of life, and they have the means and the capabilities to live that life. You know, like, especially if you're young, or if you're, like, you know, a person like me and you're just in a situation where you have, like, little to no responsibilities, and you can pretty much do whatever you want, you know. So yeah, man, like, it's really that simple. I'll say it again: make a list of all of your bills, add up all those bills together, multiply it by 12, and that right there is your fuck you fund. Because when you have a fuck you fund, it's the most beautiful thing in the world, man. Listen, bro, when you have a fuck you fund, you know, your boss is getting on your nerves, you could tell them fuck you. You know, like, customers, you're getting sick of the customers you're dealing with, fuck you. You know, they start cutting back on your hours, or if you just don't like the job that you're working at and they finally just got on your last nerve, fuck you. I mean, I don't know why they don't explain this stuff in school, man. Like, tell people, like, teach people budgeting. I mean, I guess they leave it to the parents, and there probably was that one econ class but econ, that we just learned about how the economy works, but we didn't learn about how to budget. We didn't learn about personal finance. We didn't learn about how to, like, you know, how to cover our own bills and everything when I was in school. I don't know if they have that now. If there's anybody who's younger or recently graduated from high school in the last 10 years, please comment and let me know if they've already started teaching personal finance at school, because some of us aren't fortunate to come from families, or, you know, have parents who are good with their finances and everything, you know, because our parents' responsibility is just to provide and, you know, put a roof over our heads. But some of them don't teach us how to budget and everything, you know. Like, I was fortunate enough to have like, you know, like a frugal father who taught me the value of not of spending your money wisely and everything, you know. But he still made some mistakes. But he still made some financial mistakes too. But at the same time, you know, I also realized that, like, what I want to spend my money on and what I want to, like, spend, basically what I want to spend my money on and what I don't want to spend my money on. And I don't want to spend my money on an overpriced car of the same model that came out 3 years ago, that goes the same speed, has the same MPGs, and, you know, does the exact same thing. I'm paying. That doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you go buy a car, a 2025 Mazda whatever, when the 2019 model does the exact same thing? The only difference is one has a bigger screen and has more fancy stuff inside of it. But I just need something to get from point A to point B. And yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about, all that. But yeah, man, listen. If you want to quit your job and you want to find a better job, or if you're constantly living in fear that you might get let go from your job, you need a fuck you fund. And to do that, you have to add up all of your bills, Take all the bills, the important bills, not Netflix, not Hulu, not Amazon Prime, not Apple TV, not Crunchyroll, not some stuff that you don't really, that you can live without, man. Like calculate the important stuff, your medical bills, your dental bills, your car insurance, your other insurances, your whatever you need to basically survive. You know, food. How much food do you eat a day? Do you spend $20 a day on food, $50 a day on food? I don't know how much you eat. Just calculate all that stuff together, add it all together, multiply it by 12, and that's your fuck you fund. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate every single last one of you. And if you guys have any specific questions or, you know, ideas for like what else I could talk about, because like, you know, like I said, like I'm not living the life that's probably ideal to most people, but I'm living that life that's ideal to me. And what's ideal to me is a free life where I can do whatever I want and go after my own passions and purposes and everything, you know? Because helping someone else like see their dream, helping somebody else realize their dream is not going to make you happy, you know? You have to, unless it's your loved ones or your kids, you know, helping someone realize their dreams while neglecting yours is not going to make you happy. So, you know, I want to help you guys basically find that freedom, especially if you're young and you're like, oh, I need to get a job, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do that. But man, you don't need to do nothing but fulfill your own purpose and go after your own dreams. Don't try to live this life that your parents is living. Don't try to live this life that your other friend is living. Don't try to live anyone else's life but the life that God gave you. Okay? So there it is. I described what the fuck you fund was. You can go back and look through the video so you can know what I'm talking about. But it's really as simple as adding up all of your essential expenses, all your essential bills, and then multiplying it by 12. You know, take all your bills, multiply it by 12, and that's how you get your fuck you fund. But thank you all for watching. I appreciate every single last one of you. Thank you all. And again, you know, to those of you who subscribe and those of you who comment, you know, nice things, and those of you who've been looking out for me since I started this journey and everything, man. Like I was looking at my YouTube subscriptions the other day, and so I had over 100 followers. That's crazy. Or 100 subscribers on YouTube. I don't have a right now all I have is YouTube. I don't have an Instagram yet. Well, I have an Instagram, but I just haven't really been like active on it like that. But I appreciate all you guys commenting and subscribing and liking the videos when you watch them and everything. And you know, I appreciate every single last one of you. I never thought I would get to 100 subscribers. Sorry about that. 100 subscribers. So I appreciate every single last one of you. I hope all of y'all have a great day. Peace and blessings, and a prosperous day.